it's Joey here. Today I'm going to be doing a review of my daughter's wedding planner. She was proposed to over our vacation when we were in Charleston, and so I wanted to buy her something special. So I did purchase her an Erin Condren, the Petite Planner Wedding Collection. I take that back. There are two of them in here that are specific, I think, to the wedding and that sort of thing. And then I bought her two more books that are going to be, I think, extremely helpful for her, but also could probably be included in this if you wanted to think of, like, if you were doing a bundle for a wedding planner and you wanted the petite system. I think the other two books that I chose would be extremely helpful. All right, so let's get started. She really wanted this cover. I think it's probably the most appropriate when it comes to a wedding planner. So anyways, we chose the gold, well, it's a champagne color cover, petite planner cover. This cover, I've never ordered from Erin Condren a petite planner cover. And I must say, I have lots of other travelers' notebooks that are leather, and are really nice, and I have to say that this cover is very nice. It's extremely nice. It's super sturdy. The feel of it feels like real leather, in my opinion. And then the binding on it is extremely nice. They have a metal clasp right here, so that the elastic won't make the hole any bigger. And then they have enough for 4 books at the bottom, as you can see. And then this little guy up here, I'm not really sure what the point of this is. I think it's just decorative. I'm not really sure. I've seen lots of travelers' notebooks, and you know, it looks just like this at the bottom and the top, so I'm not sure. But of course, Erin Condren has the asterisk symbol, which is their logo, on the front cover, and it's just sort of embossed into it. You can choose to have this embossed, like a blind embossed on your cover, but she didn't choose to do that. So, all right, let's open it up to the first book. Inside of the book, inside of the cover, I have 4 books. Each of these books is on an elastic of its own. So none of them are sharing an elastic. And I feel like this cover fits and hugs 4 books very nicely. If you wanted to add a pen clip or anything to the side, that probably would make the pen then hang out a little bit. If you had less than 4 books in here, I imagine you'd have a little more wiggle room for your pen to rest on the inside if you wanted to. But it does fit 4 books perfectly. All right, so the very first thing when you open it up is this book. It's the Ever After. This is the actual wedding checklist and to-dos, and I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so this is the actual wedding checklist and to-dos, and as you walk through, maybe a little bit too close, sorry. Okay, as you open up your book for this, it does have some beautiful quotes in here. As we walk this journey from beginning to end, I'm so happy to have my true love and best friend. Then they have a notes page. They have another quote page. And then they start here with the top 10 wedding tips. And these are all things that they have sort of put together to help the bride feel more, I guess, collected and ready to go when planning her wedding. They do have a nice page here where you can choose your wedding colors, most important wedding must-haves at the bottom, what your style and theme would be. That's all part of the getting started. My daughter loves this page. She said this has helped her out tremendously. So she has a timeline here where it can guide her on what she needs to do and when. So 14 to 9 months before, it goes through and tells you everything that you should probably get done in that amount of time if you have that amount of time allotted to you. Another notes page. Then there's a checklist here for 8 to 6 months before the wedding and another notes page. Then they have 6 to 4 months before the wedding, notes page, and 4 to 2 months before, a month before, and then the week of the wedding. And each one of these, it just goes through each one of these things that you would need to do, and it kind of explains what would make it easier for you if you did certain things. All right, so the next page, actually 2 pages, is wedding party, and it allows you to write down their name, their phone number, their address, emails. You could use their dress sizes, suit size, shoe size, measurements. I don't know. I think most bridesmaids and groomsmen probably take care of their own measurements, but you could write that down if you needed it. Writing your vows. I think this is super sweet. It allows you to kind of really draft it out and think about it. I personally would probably write it out on another piece of paper first before writing it in here, because I feel like this is more of like a keepsake book too. Like you would want to keep this for a long time, so I would make sure I had my actual vows written out first before writing them down in here. That way whatever vows are written in here are what you actually use, you know. And then there's a couple pages for guest lists. I don't think this is enough. Maybe this is for most people, but I don't think this would be enough. So I think if you wanted to like make a copy of this, but there are some notes pages in the back, so you could probably add on to this in the back. This is a budget checklist. I think this is super helpful. It tells you like what you think you're gonna budget it for, what you estimate it to be, and what you actually spent on each one of these things. And they've broken it down into reception, attire, flowers and decorations, wedding bands, music, photography and video, favors and gifts, stationery, and transportation. Then on this page, my daughter loves this page because she's been Pinteresting all kinds of like photographs that she wants to show her photographer, like things that just really that she would like to capture in her own wedding. And so this also gives a checklist of different things that your photographer might want to capture throughout the day. And then here is a page for other thoughts and ideas if you wanted to add on to your picture of this. A music list, you have wedding party intro, special dance, first dance, special dance, and then please do not play. I love that. A few of our favorites, and then this is another area where you could just list some of the music that you would like to have played. All right, so flowers. I think this is helpful. I think it's kind of hard to describe flowers, so I like that they give you this, flowers in season, and they tell you what flowers you could actually look at getting, and with them being in season, it maybe would be even more budget friendly. I'm not sure, but I think you could write them down, but I think you could also maybe print out a couple of pictures and make this kind of like, I don't know, I'm a visual person, so I would want like a picture of like flowers that I've seen that I would like to have, or something similar to it. That's just me. All right, sweets for sweet. So this is for cake tasting, so you can take this along with you when you go to your cake tasting and write some notes and what your favorites were and that sort of thing, and then other things that you have thought about that you would like to have for the reception that's not cake related that you could list down here below. I do like this because it tells you what cake sizes and servings are typically in those sizes. Of course, your person who's making your cake should know that as well, but it's nice to know going into it like what size cakes you're looking at. Okay, on this page we have cheers, and this is where you can list all your favorite wines or champagnes, what beers, any non-alcoholic drink and garnishes that you would like at your reception. And then here it kind of tells you what you could, if you need some help knowing how many glasses you can get per bottle. They also have over here what signature cocktails you'd like to have available, as well as any other drink. And then over here on this page, they have wedding menu, and this is for the rehearsal dinner as well as your reception dinner. And then here's a place for you to notate anything from the tastings that you've gone to. For vendor contact list, I really like this. This is very helpful, I think. It allows you to write down the name, the address, the phone number, and the email of all of your vendors. All right, next page is the seating arrangement. This allows you to have 20 tables worth with 8 per table if your table allows for that amount. We probably would need another page of this, so I imagine the notes pages in the back are going to be utilized for that as well. All right, then these pages are super thick, so I feel like every time I turn a page I'm grasping 2, but it's really only 1, so that's nice, right? The pages are thick enough that you don't feel like they're flimsy. Okay, so this is the gift log. I think this is super nice. And if you've written a thank you card, so the name, the gift, and the thank you card to check off when you've done it. And they give you 4 pages worth of that. On this page, you can write down what gifts you want to give to your bridesmaids, for any of the guests, for the groomsmen, and for the families. Okay, so this is a wedding timeline page. It allows you to write down what you have going on from 6 a.m. all the way up to 7 p.m. and any notes that you need to write down here at the bottom. What your honeymoon information is going to be, where you're going, how long you're staying, what your flights are for departing and arriving, as well as your hotel, like your confirmation number, your check-in and check-out times, and then rental cars. It's handy to have. All right, and this is a template for you when you write your thank you notes. So some people struggle with that. I would say that that's probably typical if you've not written a lot of thank you notes. So this is kind of nice. They've given you a template of how you could start off a thank you. So you could personalize it more, obviously. And then here's the notes pages, and actually this starts the beginning of all of these notes pages. I don't know exactly how many notes pages there are here. Let's see, 1. I think there's 15, so that would be 30 notes pages. I believe there's around 30 notes pages here. And then in the back you get another quotes page and this folder that is in the back, as well as these stickers that are tucked into the back of it. And these are really beautiful. They're foiled, gold foiled, and the color matches the palette that they have in this booklet. So that is your wedding planner specifically. The next one that she has in here is the 18-month planner. This is the month at a glance, as well as notes pages. So it goes from July of 2020 to December of 2021. Now her wedding will be in June, but this is obviously something that she can keep till afterwards as well. It doesn't have to be specifically only wedding related. And then behind all of the months is all of these dot grid note pages. I wanted her to have the availability to write and jot down anything that she would need in her space. So also they give you the next year, the 2022. So if you have future plans that you'd like to write down for 2022, that can be done here in the very back of the book. At the very end of the book, we also have another folder with another sheet of stickers. These are more general, obviously, because this book is not specific to weddings. So this would be very helpful for anyone, but for a bride that wants to write down her monthly to-dos, this is going to be helpful. This is a blank daily notebook. So this is a customizable one because it is undated. So when you open it up, you have two quotes, or you have a quote, sorry. And then it goes straight into the undated daily pages. So it really does allow you to customize it for whenever you need it and whatever you need it for. So obviously right here is where we've seen a lot of calendars, or like there's a big symbol right here. None of that is here. So we obviously can use this for whenever she would need it. So obviously she's not going to need a daily agenda every single day. So this is nice for her to use whenever it's needed. In the back of the book, and we have several of these pages. This entire book is that. In the back of the book, we have another folder, another sheet of stickers with checklists. There's lots of things like to do, reminder, celebrate happy birthdays. All of that is tucked into the back of this booklet. All right, and finally, this book is, I think, another specific wedding related. It could be it could be for anything. You could use it for a new baby, I think. Maybe. Yeah, it's for moments to remember. So this is a journal that is specific to just jotting down things that you want to remember. And so it does not have to be wedding related, but for the most part, I thought this would be fun for her to take. Like, we have a Polaroid zip, or she could get photos printed, and then she can put them in this book and jot it down for whenever she wants to remember something. So this entire book is really filled with nothing but blank journal pages and little templates for you to put photos throughout. And it does repeat. It does repeat. So at the very beginning, it starts off with the quote page. It has these two pages that are templated for the, is that a word, templated? For photographs. You don't have to put photos in all of these. Obviously, you could do whatever you would like. It just gives you suggestions of how you could lay it out and then write under each one of them. So it gives you 2 pages worth of that, and then you go straight into 2 lined pages, and then into 2 blank pages. And then it just repeats like that throughout the entire book. So that is her final book in this. In the back of this book, they also give you another sticker sheet, and this one is wedding specific. So obviously if you were using this for something other than wedding, then this sticker sheet would probably not apply to you. But this is really cute because it gets lots of little, it says bride and honeymoon and engagement party, save the date. So all these little happy moments that happen throughout the engagement is on that sheet. And then of course it's tucked into this beautiful rose gold foiled pocket folder in the very back. And that is her wedding planner. She's super excited. She was like, Mom, please hurry up and film this so I can use it. And she got it, like, I think it was yesterday, but I wanted to go ahead and get this filmed so I can return this to her. But anybody who has a bride out there, a bride-to-be, and you're looking to gift them something, this might be something that they would really enjoy. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button at the bottom and the notification bell so that you know when I upload another video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. Bye.